awkward moment of me figuring out how to get the hell back out of there. I did in the end, but you know it is. Was it Indianapolis? By any chance? Because I think you mentioned this before. Indianapolis, if I remember correctly, that you were going there. Oh, I misremember something. I misremember a lot of things. It's not unusual. Get my glovies. Mouse pointer, would you kindly respond? Yes, thank you. Multiplayer. Server lists. Sudo. Sudo Racing League. Oh, well, there's the fluff burger. Right. But yeah, we could definitely say me competing in a league is a death sentence to said league. There were 10 signups in the GT3 class, and there's like 3 for the other 3 remaining classes. Which says something already. We have one of them here. In the Super Trofeo. There's the Gen 2 model. I mean, we can check it here. Yeah, Evo 2. It's the Evo 2. He's also categorized as GT2, just for extra confusion. It's just, I don't know, I mean, the series was popular, relatively popular at season 13 and then also the beginning of season 14, but just everybody left throughout the summer. And they seemingly haven't returned again. If I want to chat after the race, maybe. Maybe. But I might just reboot back into Linux to do, you know, more flying in circles. Because yes, I've been doing the grave sin of playing a Microsoft product under Linux. The only problem with it is that when you switch Flight Sim into VR mode, it doesn't just render like ACC one eye effectively onto the screen, right? I don't even know which eye it renders ACC onto it. But instead, Flight Sim has the stereoscopic view on the screen. So that's like, yeah, that's not great. Because that looks really awkward for everybody else that wants to watch that. But you could technically spawn another view. If Flight Sim allows you to spawn another window to watch you fly from another perspective, except that obviously the game now renders twice, and this game is already just, like, not great performance-wise. It's really need crazy here. But I was like, I mean, I kind of want to do something with Flight Sim, right? And the issue I ran into was like, okay, then I just using for OBS a direct capture for my VR, which I've used as a fallback last season for race 1. It ended not particularly great because the view was misaligned, so you saw the upper portion of what my eye was seeing, which meant you saw a lot of ceiling and not much lower, but it worked otherwise. But like it worked as a quick fix for the screen completely bugging out for some reason. It worked great for that purpose. But yeah, that was a thing. Max the caster out here for a minute. Right, I need to get some practice laps in. He's turning into an aviation pro. Oh god. Oh god, yes. I'm watching a super trophy. I was watching one. I was not driving. Should have been visible that, like, I'm not driving right now. One. Is everything on the stream working fine? Some overlink stopped working or something. When was the last time I drove a car? Yeah, I think it was V-Track like a good week ago. Oh boy. Oh boy. Yeah, I did make a joke last week, because technically this first round was kind of scheduled for last week. And was rescheduled, probably in part because of the low sign-up numbers. And also, it seemed that the admins thought they had technically scheduled it for starting this week. And then got themselves confused when race day came along. Whatever, not the end of the world, we got around that problem. But I joked like, yeah, we have another week to not make a livery. And promptly still haven't made the livery for the car. My nuts not from injury. I'm sorry. I mean, GT3 races don't have that much in terms of like attendance in comparison to like an IndyCar or NASCAR event. So running into another person that, you know, drives ACC is not unlikely. Okay, that was a bit of an odd line that I drove into there. But yeah, right, what I was saying with the just straight up VR capture. There exists a plugin obviously on Windows, but that plugin is not Linux compatible. There's actually two plugins for Windows. But the first one was the developer specifically said, hey, I'm using DX11 in the background as a pipeline. It's like, and I'm not interested in doing this, except that like back in 2021. So, yeah. But I did find actually OBS -OpenVR exists. It's actually quite hard to find through Google for some god knows reason. It refuses to find the project at times, and you have to specifically go to GitLab, or you just search for OBS OpenVR Linux, and then you get the Reddit thread for it. But yeah, it's a bit obtuse. There's obviously an Arch package, because why wouldn't there be one? Why wouldn't there be an AOR package? Roughly 10,000 attendance. Like, yeah, it's not bad. Which track was it again? Because I missed it if you mentioned it. Because I did guess that it's Indy, but like I didn't see if you actually answered if it was Indy. Towards the race, well. But yeah, I mean, 10,000 people at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, compare that to when, well, IndyCar races the big race. It's like just nothing. Also, I'm 1.5 seconds off the pace, damn. What am I doing? I'm driving 201s. Like, washed, squared. Front tire pressure is a bit on the high side. That'll show me up. Yeah, I installed it, I added the scene, it does nothing. It doesn't work. It doesn't throw an error. I tried to dig through the code because there's technically a text field that provides with the name ID. And all I could dig up is that this calls a function on the OpenVR API. And that's basically all I could figure out. There's no comments about what the ID is, even in the code, what this thing does. And I didn't have enough time to dig into the OpenVR API itself, so I couldn't figure that part out. I'm still too slow. Like, I got like 6/10 out of the first sector, and since then there's nothing. Like, just fucking nothing. The car has stalled. Guns. Oh, come on! And the fucking car slides. Femboy anime spaghetti. Senpai spaghetti, what the fuck? Not made the apex. It's just, the car seems to just lack a bit of glue again on the tires. I love when that's the case. Like, it has the grip through here. I feel like I'm basically half the pace there, but like the rest of the circuit should clearly give me more pace, and it just isn't. Well, these are already like the replacement fire highs compared to the ones I got back in 2021, so these are replacements already. I do have other ones! Should really put these away again. Bileb was here, he could figure out how many weeks it was again. But I've already have these in use. And I'm generous with me as considering it weeks. You can probably measure it in months at this point. But I don't daily drive them, I only wear them to drive. And the pink ones, yeah, I mean, this is my only pink set, technically. That doesn't have holes. But I have a couple more striped sets that I technically have in rotation. I wanted to do the entire thing of, like, wearing different sets of fire highs. Different colored ones, but, like, I haven't actually done it. Alright, this would have gotten me to second there. At least faster than the other Porsche. Oof. Oof. Yeah. Unfortunately happens. Should you fire sets? I mean, I could do that. Considering I don't, you know, change my fires regularly enough that, like, it would start mismatching. I wouldn't even need to make that many liveries. Alright. Get her fired back up. This is a bug that occasionally happens. Where it just about stalls out as you pull away. Mismatch detected. Yeah, Porsche. Yeah, I mean, would sort of expect that. ACC is honestly really good about this stuff. It's like, yeah, and R-Factor 2, especially stuff from back in 2017 when they first started making DLCs. Woo! Woo! Couldn't quite save her there. Oh, hello there. No, that's a GT3. I thought for a moment it looked like a Cayman from the front, but no, that's an Aston. I didn't know what happened there. I'm only on low fuel. I didn't really change much else in the setup. Guess what you're getting to your birthday. When is your birthday? Aston? Well, I did try to. I had to identify the Aston from the rear, so. Go figure. It's a bit funny. November 9th. Okay, I guarantee I will forget about it before tomorrow. Do not rely on me to remember anything. Perhaps say it's America. Hamburger country. Yeah. Oh, that meme. A height adjustable table. Oh god. And I say oh god because, well, is it electrically height adjustable? Because I mean my table is technically height adjustable. And it was like, I think the frame is like at least 14 years old. Yeah. I think the desk plate is technically a bit younger because we bought at some point a larger one for me. Actually, it's probably the frame underneath is like actually like, whoa, like 20 years old at this point. Come to think of it. Dual motors, baby. Oh god. Because the reason why I say oh god is because well, the ancient one was looking into buying a height adjustable table. And the somewhat nightmarish pricing around those. In the end, like, none of them really settled for her. I think in the end she anyway settled for not buying a table and settled well, not a usual table. Instead just bought some specialty furniture for her sewing machine that effectively moves it into a table. Alright, we're sub 2 minutes at least, which is not much to say. Flexible none of this. Yeah, I maybe should look into Prime Days in general. I don't know if Amazon like sells stuff that maybe interests me. Like I don't think they sell. You can get Moser wheels there. I might get like flight sim equipment, but then again, would I want to? I mean, the Logitech Extreme 3D, I think it's called. A flight stick that is like the Driving Force GT equivalent of flight sticks. That must be also like 10 years old, the one I have. Well, it has such fucking bad like calibration and stuff. Luckily, Microsoft Flight Sim lets you like trim the utter living shit out of Axis. That it makes basically every racing sim blush. Like, you can adjust the center dead zone, the extremity dead zone, the curve. And with that, I was vaguely able to get it into a flyable state. It still sucks ass, but like, at least you can... You don't have constant roll. So that's good. Right. That's actually kind of cheap. Like 250 for a dual motor frame, that's like actually cheap. Because we were looking at like tables for like $1,000. From like IKEA or Cheapo, and because of course the fucking coffee store sells everything, including weapons, because I don't know if you heard that like a year or two ago when that happened, when they had to issue a recall because their massage stick was classified as a blunt force weapon because it was a ball. Was a stick with a spring and a ball attached at the end of the spring, and that's under German law was classified as a weapon, which is just fun. If we're gonna practice a pit entry here, I'm running up to this guy, but also my tires are sort of shot, it seems. I don't like the fact this doesn't quite drive how I wanted to, but like, I don't know. I haven't driven in a while, so that doesn't help. Massage stick. Boy, the fucking pit speed limit is so late here. I'm not sure they enabled fixed time refueling as they planned to. I just noticed just driving into the pit lane there when I swapped from Prime deals. There's anything interesting. But yeah, I didn't mention that I have like a slightly wonky flight stick. I'm like, do I want to drop money on it to replace it? Maybe. But then again, I kind of want to buy a Mazda, and then I'm also like, I don't want to spend money right now. It's not like I'm poor or anything, but it's just... Maybe not. Yeah, I briefly have to check the series page, because I do vaguely remember that they changed the rule set for this season, right? So that I'm... Oh, come on, load already. Why is... Look, I didn't notice this with like my Windows install here today. Boy, that one round of V-Track has just demoted me by 90... Okay, 84 points. Right. Do you have any idea how long I grind for fucking 84 points in SimGrid rating? I will never get back to fucking semi-pro, that's for sure. Oh, pain there. It's... Okay, Sudo racing here. Fucking hell. So, Yeah, fix 25 seconds. Yes, it is in the rules, but... Should I say something? Oh god, this Audi driver is suffering pain. Oh. Yes, I'm literally giving away a hint that I've just figured out that something is broken. Because I'm sort of like, I would like to explode it. But I'm not gonna go out of my way to, like, explode something. Fritzbox! Yeah, I should have, like... I have actually the contract documents right now on my table and haven't actually fucking dug through them. I also need to boot the Windows PC again to maybe dump the fucking bookmarks out of an actual running browser session this time around, because, you know, last time just copying the folder didn't work. So let's just dump it so I can actually access them. I hope you can dump them out of Chrome. Chrome. Usually there's a CSV export option or some shit like that. Export it, re-import it, so that the software at least works. Okay, cabs. Sure. Sure. Is it now showing up on the leaderboard here in a moment? Come on, switch over. Yes, indeed, it is 000. He's matched me down to the fucking thousands of a second. I think it was even his first flying lap, so that's more concerning for me. Right, actually, I wanted to check the current, my first run task set. It's worn, but like, it's not bad. Alright, we're gonna run again. Windloss. Actually, I'm not. Well, I mean, I did detail you that day of just pain. Of just nothing working. I still need to technically try installing the software on my Arch install, just to see if I can maybe get it there to just do something. It's like, it's really frustrating when Wine software, you know, silently fails. Jesus. Tells me to stop. Oh god, yeah. I mean, this is the first time I've booted into this Windows install in a week, so... Last time I was here was for V-Track, so... The bigger pain is with that laptop specifically, that's just, it's slow as, it's molasses. But then again, for some reason, Linux Mint is, on the other PC, actually kind of slow. It's kind of impressive how bad it is in some ways. And not in the sense of like how responsive the operating system, because there's a lot more. It's like just the update time it took was incredible. Granted, the Windows system had the advantage of like it had been booted at least in the last 2 weeks or so and gotten its Windows updates at a semi-regular basis, while the Mint install, well, I first updated it to its latest version. And then they upgrade to the upgrade to 22, because it wasn't. I installed 21 on there. I had to. It had been booted not for 6 months. What did updates there for? It just took ages to download the updates. Because fucking bookmarks being the main reason to not fucking try the machine even at all. Which means I'm still gonna throw her under the cold feet. The bigger pain point is just your stupid fucking quilting software not. Also, I'm not finding any pace anymore, and I need like 4/10 right now on camps, so that's fun. Camps with his Lexus. I'm getting beaten by a goddamn Lexus. I found a couple tents here finally. Let's see if we can carry this through the lap. Fucking hell, Jesus. Porsche is very tail happy on the brakes. Counts like the bakery chain. I mean, you see his name on the list, so like. Rotates. But yeah, I didn't mention, but I did refund Forever Winter finally. I did actually do that. That's actually a bit overpressured. Despite having reduced the pressures. Oh, it keeps skidding. She just keeps skidding. Yeah. Did you just say personal? It is the overall fastest lap. The fuck? Yeah, I did finish that. do that on, I don't know, about a week ago, precisely. Did I do it before the Metro stream or after the Metro stream? There's also a thing with Metro, because the release date of the new Metro VR game has been actually announced now. And the release date leaves me precisely with 4 streams left to finish Exodus. So I can the following week on what is scheduled to be released date, although I'm not too sure because they have the entire thing of like pre-order the deluxe edition to get 48 hours early access, so I don't know if the release date on Steam is the actual release date or the pre-order access release date. I don't quite know yet. Anyway, I finished last stream. We had gotten to Caspian Sea. I do know I'm again not playing blind Exodus. I've played it before. We have probably at least one more stream in that environment. Then we likely have another stream worth of content in the next environment. And then the final environment and one of the DLCs are together one stream. And then effectively the second DLC, Sam's Story, is, well, the first DLC, what is it called? 2 Kernels. That's about 2 hours to play through. That's why I'm saying like you can play through that in one stream. Same as like the final mission. It's relatively short, very impactful. So go figure. Yeah, let's pull over and like just get fresh tires on the car and try it one more time. Just in case the others find suddenly more time, like me. Alright there. 0-2 down. 0-2 down on this. I think this one's fine. Actually 0-3 on these two. Right. But yeah, it leaves not a whole lot of streams left over for.
Low tire pressure, stay away from curbs.
So you got some news, okay. Detail. Oh yeah, I saw that on Twitter. Yeah, I saw that it would be playable. I'm also seeing on YouTube occasionally big leaks about AC Evo, and I'm just like, shut up. Just shut up already. I was like, I get people are excited for the game, but I'm just like, it's relevant, yes. But the problem that AC Evo is coming up against, it's like, people are like, oh, the trailer was so... Like, the trailer showed cars, yes. The game will have cars and you can drive them. Everything else didn't show, right? And what AC makes particularly fun to play is AC, well, the original Assetto Corsa, is variety of cars through the mods and in cruising specifically, just driving them through landscapes. That is where AC specifically excels. AC sucks actually for racing because a bunch of stuff doesn't properly work and you don't really. Yes, we've modded day night cycle into it, but it doesn't properly work. Weather doesn't really exist. Multiplayer barely functions because the damage model occasionally just sends cars into suspension pieces into 90-degree angles and just fucks up the telemetry of the entire suspension. You cannot fix it again in the pit stop. Just the physics model sometimes just goes ballistic when you hit something. The netcode isn't particularly great. That's problems that AC1 faces, and that AC Evo can fix and improve on it. But which I expected also to kind of fix, right? To provide a better platform for future modding. But it won't be able to beat AC's appeal on launch. Never. It just won't. It will eventually surpass AC. I'm pretty sure of it. And it will be a great driving experience likely on day one. Whatever content they put in there, that will be a very nice driving experience. It will look graphically good, it will be fun, likely to drive. You know, it might be like a smaller Project Cars effectively. It won't be perfect, but like it's yeah, something that's like probably worth playing on release, yes, but like don't overhype this thing to death and don't stop getting your expectations this high. It needs to cook. Worse than AC. Yeah, I mean, Kunos definitely seem to be not particularly great with UI design. But if anything I would be looking forward to is just not having to deal with a launcher anymore. Specifically as a VR user and Linux user, that's just like that's pain. Because the desktop view doesn't work on the Linux, so you're just, and if I open a drop down it just breaks immediately in the pass through. And guess how many fucking drop downs the Content Manager has. Content Manager in general, like, just a not that great piece of software. Yes, I will say that. You can't uninstall mods. It can't actually like, manage your mods effectively. It isn't the Content Manager. It can install them, right? You can drag a zip file and it just unzips it into your directory. But like most fucking pieces of software can do that. It's not so special. Right, I'm the only one moving, okay. I'm the only one at this point driving at all. We're returning to garage. We're not wasting everybody's time. I'm not really improving right now. The thing this race is like... Thank you. Yeah. It is still like some things about Content Manager are still great. Like this, it kind of is capable of compressing so many settings that CSP has in a relatively good menu, and you can relatively easily export and import configurations for it. It does that relatively well. I will give it to that, but like, having a launcher also is like not that bad. Also, I just minimized somehow AC. Don't know how that happens. Also, we're doing a short start. I guess there's multiple things. Things that are wrong in the config. Whatever happens. It just happens, unfortunately. A good moolah. Money is always good to have. Right. Did we actually go to fuel mileage strategy still? I didn't know how much fuel I actually was consuming, so that's a bit of an issue. I didn't do the fuel math. Fuck. Okay, we have 2 minutes right now. Let's briefly grab my own stream, rewind it a bit, and look at my own telemetry here briefly. Okay, it was early call. Come on, switch over, please. Right, 3.2 liters. Okay, that's at least a good guideline. So 3.2 times 32. That's 102 liters. And why am I calculating times 32? Because it's 2-minute lap times and a 60-minute race. I think that's still doable yet. It's like, yes, I took 2 laps extra because, you know, I'm not stupid and just run out of fuel my car. Although we do need to take, you know, a bit of fuel. So maybe 100 and then configure 5 liters in the pit stop or something like that. So we have some cushion here. I do have still tires configured just in case I want to still swap. Hello, Mentrix. You are for once not on the wrong account. God damn it. I did see you've scheduled the release of the next VTuber clips. But I think you scheduled it for the 12th, so in 4 days. Okay, that's an interesting choice considering, you know, you have it done now, but I don't know, maybe you want to run now a monthly schedule or something. That would maybe make sense. Just fit into the time schedule better.
20 seconds.
Do I have everything for my car? Yes, I do think I have everything. We have revs. I can put the keyboard away.
Going double file.
Right, let me just check again. Yep. The strategy does work.
Curbs.
He's getting fire. We have an Lexus on our outside. I don't quite like that. Let's see how the launch is compared to a Lexus. I think I haven't had a Lexus in a drag race before.
Green light.
Okay, he's anyway behind me already. Don't even have to fight him. I could nearly take turn 1 flat. That's fun. Sussy box. I'm slightly frustrated how little progress I've made on data race. Although I did develop Data Link, which is a wrapper application around that works similar to how you use Mango HUD, where you append it effectively in front of the prefix it to your launch command in Steam, and then it is able to deploy the memory map bridges and solves a bunch of problems related to launching a second application into a prefix that is running already. I also added functionality for it to launch another application because that became very useful for my flight simming stuff. I spent an entire day just writing that extension, but sure. But yeah, right now I haven't implemented anything that uses data link yet, despite, you know. But yeah, that solves the entire memory map problem for Linux sim titles. And the way the configuration is passed into it is instead of, you know, having to manually tell users to type the configuration out, you can just place the config file into the prefix, and the bridge that is deployed into the prefix that also launches the game can read the configuration, and that's how it launches software or deploys memory bridges. The only problem this entire thing has is that it spawns a shell. God, the fucking Lexus is fast in a straight line. I should stop talking, I'm actually under pressure here. Yeah, I should take this actually semi-serious at this point again. Threw a bit much of a block there on them. In part, I wasn't quite expecting him to close that much up, but, you know, it's Porsche time. And this thing is just worse than a fucking Aston, so, you know. What else was I expecting? He's really good on the brakes, like, holy hell is he good on the brakes. I cannot outbrake him at all. I have him obviously on the acceleration, because Porsche, I mean, look at it, like, I've just punched out of the corner so much faster than him. But now he's already coming back on me. You can see he's already closing back in. It's a very interesting seesaw here. He's not even running that well out of the corner. Like, he didn't use the full width of the track there. Maybe got a bit of a slide there. I don't think that was a purple lap for long. But I actually kept it, okay? It was still mine. Oh. You're not going side by side into this section here. From that far back at least. It's not like it's useful. Yeah, I mean, he's 3/10 now behind me. He had a really good run through this section. There's not much I can do here besides hold the inside line and hope that his overspeed isn't so drastically high. I wasn't quite sure he's gonna stick around the outsides, but he certainly did. So it became a bit tricky to just not run him completely off the circuit. Hope that was enough room for him. Thing is, he definitely knows that, you know, the problem exists because he was one of the people that responded like, "Yeah, we're gonna fix this next race." A 2-minute flat. I'm running closer and closer to the inside line there. It's not the ideal line for there. He can just glue himself behind me through maggots and beckets. Is really interesting. I seem to just about outpace him only in the slow stuff. In anything that has, you know, any basis in momentum, he has me already. Well, he was a bit slower this time around. This section.
Car on the right. Clear on the right.
It's alright now, I defend quite a lot. The other Porsche is lost. I think we lost the other Porsche. I don't see him on the relative anymore. Must have dropped out of the race already. Shame. He was relatively close to us in qualifying. Oh fuck. Luckily, he seems to not quite have been able to profiteer of it. But he will be close here. Once he gets the speed boost here, he's closing in.
Car on the right. Clear on the right.
I'm sliding around here already. Need to be more mindful of my tires. We're only, well, 8 minutes into the race, god damn it. Never mind, can't sleep. Okay, welcome back. Well, I thought we were at least running 15 minutes already, but like, damn, it's only been 8. I don't know how long I can keep this defense up. He's 3 tenths behind. I'm like 2 tenths up on my own best. Like it's just not enough. And stupid Lexus just comes back at me.
Clear on the left.
Oh fuck, I'm wide here. He says now the inside here.
Clear on the left.
Okay, he gave me room here. Oh, that was a bit much cut. But I'm definitely quite washed right now. I mean, 2 minute times even with a full fuel tank is not like that great. Even when you have to fight you for your life right now. As long as he's like in slipstream range, it's like a tad bit of an issue.
Car is exiting the pit. Watch out.
Wait, there is the other Porsche. He's back. Guess he suffered a disconnect or something. Oh, wide here. I didn't gain anything in terms of gap here. But it should just about be enough for him to this time not strike me. Oh fuck! No!
Car on the right.
The one time I run alone into the corner, my car fucking kills me! Why? Why the fuck does that happen? The one time I run alone into the corner, my friend fucking comes around on me. What actual fucking bullshit is that? Come on. My highly aero-dependent car is like immediately overtaken. It's not really easy to re-overtake. There's a moment there. I might be able to fucking... Like, I should have had more exit speed, but he just has so much fucking power. It's not even funny. Like, it's over. Just like that one mistake fucking cost me now the race win. It's very fun. Indeed, when you have to deal with bullshit like that. And you like drive everything well, and it's just... I had for once half a second worth of gap, and it's like immediately eradicated. That's one of the most frustrating parts of driving the Porsche. It's just straight line speed. What's that? Not heard of it. Hello, brakes! Would you kindly fucking not kill me? I got track limit warning for that one. I hit both curbs there. But yeah, he's just slowly disappearing from me. He just has these like couple tens extra on me, and just... I cannot do anything about it. Especially due to his extra straight line speed. I can't attack him. Like, he has the corners on lockdown. As good as a fucking Lexus can do them. While my Porsche continues to just wanting to murder me constantly. And kill the lap time, like for example there, like I should be like, you know, 3/10 faster in this lap, but it didn't provide me that. Come on. Silly car. Like I keep finding oh yeah, right, we didn't settle our time there. I remember. Slip again. It just keeps slip sliding constantly. I have constantly 4-wheel slides. It just doesn't bite. Come on, turn, piece of shit. Nowhere near where the gains were last lap, and I'm way out of slipstream range at this point. The thing that I could never do to him, he just kept gluing himself back. Oh, come on, brakes, please! I think one of the large problems that I'm having is just the brakes don't work. And then the car just suddenly goes sideways completely. Could you like not? Just lost like 9/10 that lap alone. Oh, hello there, car. Luckily I escaped with no time gain, but like, fuck you, car. Keep sliding. Yeah, I can imagine. Fucking hell, he's suddenly now really switched on. I can just not do anything about it. Hello, Porsche, would you kindly put the fucking power down already? Like, he's already made up like 8/10 this lap. He's like setting Qualy laps at this point. Although I think part of the problem is that I'm currently sitting on a 2-minute time. Can't fucking go sub 2 minutes again. What the hell is happening? Come on, I'm not that washed. To be able to do sub 2 minutes, but I guess Porsche decides not that. That's not possible anymore. Because this stupid fucking piece of shit decided to oversteer once. In the one moment that fucking didn't need to oversteer. It did. Once another second fucking lost for no reason because this car just underperforms. Come on, turn, you piece of shit. Brakes! For fuck's sake, work already! Why is this car just not slowing down in that corner? And instead just constantly oversteering. Still not really on pace. We still need some time out of that. A deodorant market on eBay? Are they selling Old Spices there? I actually gained this lap on him. Despite, you know, only gaining a fucking 10th amount lap time because, of course, everything gets taken away constantly from me. I guarantee he's gonna come back strong on this lap. Come on. I lost just like 3/10 in the braking zone, thanks. Gets to... God, this keeps fishtailing here. I mean, once the pit stops are over, at least I can stop pushing because then it will be clear that whatever strategy he's on. He just keeps fucking gaining more pace. While my car keeps slowing down. Like, come on, I lost like a 10th here in the final corner. Could you give it back to me? Nope, we will lose more time. Good. Thanks. Gladly appreciate it. Could we just get my fucking lap time? I want to... Yeah, I'm back to fucking 2 minutes, of course. That's why we lost time out of the final corner. I see, universe, I see what you're doing again. I see your stupid strategies. Oh god, we have a fucking moving chicane in the middle of this section here. Luckily it seems the moving chicane is fast enough to not get in my way. My tires, however, not grippy enough to get through the section. And dropped me like 3/10 here because no reason. Because they hate me. The moving chicane has not slowed down again to get me by. How the hell did I just gain 3/10 for this corner? Guess the moving chicane is now out of the way.
Clear on the right.
And I'm unable to moving chicane because he was very slow when Camps overtook him. He's clearly not pushing. It's very clear Camps is not really pushing. Because he's regularly losing a bunch of time. Oh, come on, piece of shit! What the fuck was that again? Come on. You stupid brat. Ugh. Like, he has a slow lap, and I have an even slower one. What the fuck? And then I run wide turn 1 because the car doesn't turn. Turn. Like, seriously, he has as much grip through the fucking maggots and beckets as me. And then just immediately gaps me by another 2/10 down the straight. What the hell is happening here? My car's clearly too unstable. But it's stable enough for maggots and beckets. I can full push there. It's actually understeery there. Most of the rest of the lap it has real problems. But it doesn't have that really at maggots. And he's still faster. Although there's the problem of fucking subtleties of me, where it's like I cannot tell really if something is sliding. Until you show me the delta between fucking two different setups. I'm fucking back to 2 minutes again! Come on, fucking universe, stop screwing with me, let me back into my fucking 59s, at least. If you screw with my life hard enough already, like, just... let me have one thing. Like, I clearly see what is fucking happening here, and it's not like... skill or anything. I'm driving the fucking same lines every single goddamn lap, and it's like... it randomly will decide... to just fucking be microscopically slower than the other person. Specifically also. It's like, thanks. Lap time difference measured in thousands. Could you stop fucking running off there? Piece of shit. It just doesn't bite. And that cost me like 4/10. Hello, Brent, please fucking turn for this stupid corner. I have no clue why it's malfunctioning through this corner. Yes, I haven't driven in like 1.5 weeks. And the last race was here with this car, and before that I hadn't driven much either. Seriously, like I'm fucking completely washed right now. And the car is utterly malfunctioning as well. The only hope I have is that he's on a different strategy than me. Which, considering I literally laid it out in front of him, I guarantee he isn't. All the brakes. Also, who knows, at this rate he might just literally jump me for the pit stop cycle. If he overtake me on fresh tires anyway. Right, I'm over fueled by 4 liters even, despite me taking a bit less than I expected. And so it'd be. Makes life slightly easier. Hello car, could you kindly just drive out of the corner? It's not much I'm expecting from you. Let's brake earlier for this stupid corner here. I think my problem is that I started braking too late. Because he can just brake way later than me. Despite it making no sense, but fuck it. Since when has anything in the universe made sense? Nothing adds up, nothing makes sense. Everything is eternal fucking suffering. And my lap time still will consistently keep ticking up. Hello car, nope, we will still comply with the corner. Stop trying to murder me. Okay, he's coming in. Either he's baiting me for it. There's 2 people with stop go 30, so let's watch him in the pits here briefly. How long he's spending in this pit box. He's likely still driving right now to it. He's staying too long for it to be just a tire change. For it to just be fuel. Okay, now he's driving out. Could be both. Nah, it's definitely fucking full service. He's now out back on track. Very little time lost to the pit lane, but we know that already. Jordan, after all, in the V-Track race jumped me because my 30-second time conversion. Gears, please work. We're gonna come in as well. Right. Okay then. No repairs, just 1 liter of fuel. That's it. 1.2 laps, it's calculating pretty badly right now.
Mandatory stop is not clear. Come on, let's go.
He's only 11 seconds behind me, like... I don't know how that adds up. Because he was only about 4 seconds in front of me entering the pits. He must have not done full service either. Like, he's not on fresh tires either, with that gap. And he wasn't doing particularly hot on pace the last few laps either. Because, yeah, that's... It seemed a bit fishy how early he effectively came off the tracks, but it's like... It was also, like, not fast enough for me to be like, yeah, that was totally just him driving in and doing splash and dash. He for sure took, like, a decent chunk of fuel. I mean, we can briefly figure out how much he added. Because he lost about, what, 15 seconds on me. And I had about 3 seconds worth of pit stop. So 60 liters is just about 15 seconds. But that is without the insertion time, which if we include that... That will add up to... Oh, come on. Oh, wait, we're running right now into the problem that I'm having... My fuel tank would be literally full. But yeah, it would be about 80 liters or so that he added, which is... a tad weird for sure. It's like, why are you adding like this much fuel? He must have like missed his pit box or something as well. Like, add about 10 seconds worth of fuel, which is, you know, more reasonable, right? Which would have... He didn't have any time penalties or anything. But yeah. Even if 10 seconds is about 35 liters. Okay, I should focus a bit because he's starting to close back in. Or if we think about 10 seconds more than me, 35 liters, which 35 sounds like splitting the race in half in terms of fuel. Fuck. Hello, car. But yeah, 35 would very much be what 53 was probably what I think he took. Actually in his pit stop. 53 is what he took. Likely and an overshoot. I don't think he took any damage at any point in the race. So I don't see why he would repair. Because we didn't clash with each other. still he lost at least 5 seconds there worth in the pit stop to something. Which is a bit peculiar. Maybe he took a bit more fuel even than I expected. And it's a Lexus after all, it probably burns a bit more fuel. 53 is roughly what I need to take for a half an hour worth of fuel. But he likely needs to take more than that. Skimming through 240p commercials. I don't know how long it's been since I read chat, but it do be like that YouTube experience. Hello, Count. But yeah, I was earlier this stream talking about the metro timescale for me. As said before, I think it will take me 2.5 more streams to beat the game. We've got very far last stream. A lot of progress, but there's quite a bit to do in Caspian, so I think we're gonna at least spend another stream on it. Once we're done with Caspian, we will move on. The next area is also like not short by any stretch, and also like stupidly difficult as far as I can remember. And while I have at times like had quite some success in stealth, like for example, the first like half of the Like, I was relatively fast with, like... That's why we made so much progress last stream, because I got through a large part of... this is the first stealth check at boats, then the second stealth check with the first half of, like, the bridge, which can easily go south. Was it's very nicely slipped through the entire cracks there on first attempt. I did struggle then with the second section, having to replay it a few times because of that one guard that is like has laser vision and just sees you constantly everywhere, and you having to precisely time it that he's like walking away on the upstairs in that section is like quite tricky, because he otherwise might just like see you through the floorboards or some shit. Like, he genuinely doesn't have from his position particularly good vantage point. Besides just like one of his end positions, he has actually a decent vantage point, but otherwise he's like doesn't have really much vision on where you're walking up the staircase, and he still sees you, except if he's like walking back towards his start position effectively. His far end position. If he's standing at his far end position, he can see you, but like if he's walking towards it, he can't. And the bullshit he provides is like quite annoying. And once you've dealt with him, once you've just gotten past that again, and slipped by the other one as well, you can access the priest and just get rid of this level. I died a few times to the first cannibal fight, and that one boss fight I had to redo it twice, but like I think twice or 3 times, something like that. Like, I think 4th attempt I think I beat it, which was still pretty decently quick. Just chucked Molotov cocktails at him and just let him burn. And most other parts were relatively doable. First open fight is just quite brutal. If they decide to focus you, you just die instantly, because you just can't stomach particularly many bullets. And in later sections you can even like do partial stealth. And do lethal stealth. Hello, Cal. We cannot afford spinning here. Jesus. This is still not harmless. He's not really gaining much, but like he's sort of nibbled like half a second off me. I'd put it half a second on him, but like he's a nibble like all of that and like latents off me. So this is not harmless. Although we have only 14 minutes to go at this point. In Caspian we still have basically 2 major missions to do. The mission to acquire the water. That's main story stuff. And the mission to what follows after that, and then the final mission there. But also we have quite a bit of side activities there to do. And that's what I mean, some of it is kind of worth it in Caspian. The prisoner, like extracting the prisoners is quite fun. Although I do remember last time not even getting good karma for doing it, so that's fun. The other The sniper tower I sort of definitely want to do, but like I don't know how I can approach that. There's also, I would at least want to walk in the area just to show a fun bug that like exists in Exodus due to that. Because there's some objects that don't have collisions there. It's a bit fun. But otherwise you can't really like stealthily attack the tower, so... And yeah, it will... I kind of need to finish... Caspian in the next stream, and then... hopefully get through... you know, the rest of the game with the stream after that. Also, looking at my schedule, I will probably currently move... Metro back over to Wednesdays coming next week, because I do have a lecture on my schedule for Monday, not Monday, Friday mornings at 8 AM, and it's like, yeah, that's fun. But also I don't wanna, you know, do that after doing a Metro stream. That's just like, we're not doing that. Boy, a bunch of people just briefly disappeared and reappeared on my relative. That's interesting. Anyway. So I might, after this week, move Metro back to Wednesdays. And I hopefully have just about enough time to, you know, pull for Metro. Run this series on Tuesdays. And Saturdays obviously run V-Track. I would love to do perhaps Endurance, but like I also don't really have the time and energy to, especially energy to plan anything ahead. But also it's I have plans to do something on the off weeks between rounds of V-Track, and I couldn't quite do it this weekend because I wasn't quite good enough to pull that off yet. And also I thought like I could also not just do it for V-Track but also for this series as well, but like that's way too many streams if I do that. Yes, it relates to Flight Sim again. Okay, so I'm still quite good enough to flying some of these aircraft. Eight minutes remaining. We're actually sort of gapping him right now. Fucking insect just flew at my head. I mean, yeah, I have a decently busy schedule starting next week again. So I'm not committing to ACC was probably a decent decision. Still want to start prep for... I have to check when the comic kit is again. Near me. It's probably December again. Or late November. Because I sort of want to do a certain cosplay, and well, at least I need to acquire one eye. Kind of technically 2 items to actually pull it off. That's a shirt. Just a white shirt. White button shirt. Very simple. And then laying out with sort of a custom printed out badge, effectively. What am I hinting at when I'm trying to fucking cosplay? What am I hinting at? That I can easily pull off with some, well, black pants. A white button shirt and the simple badge. Shit, for some racing expo. Well, I mean, it's a bit late at this point to plan that. I mean, you have technically 2 weeks, so. I kind of wanted to, like... I thought I might have, like, my suit for my, confirmation still around, but, like... Apparently not. I don't have it, and it seems to not be in the clothes drawer downstairs. Maybe the ancient one threw it out when she threw out other clothes for unrelated... for reasons that we don't go into detail. Discuss that stuff. Yeah, I mean the question. I would have it's like it would have been maybe a bit short. Well, I don't think I grew much when when are you doing that again? When you're 15, 14, or 16, something like that. Don't quite remember. It's something. Like 10 years ago. Yeah, I mean, it's for me, like, also at least 10 years ago, if not more. As I said, like, I'm like, was I 16, 14, 15, something like that? And I'm like, did I actually grow from this point anymore? Right? And I'm like, maybe I got a bit longer, but I think I'm definitely lighter since then, so, like, that's fun. I'm not that fit, but, like... Something weird, like I graduated high school like 15, 20 kilograms heavier. It's like I didn't really change anything. I didn't sport while I was in high school still. Like did weekly swimming and like I stopped when I went to university and I lost weight. Maybe it's also because like, you know, at some point like a year after I enrolled in university I started sim racing as well. So like, maybe that has a relation. Oh no! The only thing worse than stepping on Lego is stubbing your toes, like, dude. Especially the small one. The small one is actually worse than stepping on Lego. But yeah, so I think it's just got thrown out and it's like... That's why we don't have it anymore. So I just need like a white shirt and like... Would have to check if it would make more sense if I wore a tie as well with it. I'm not sure if you can actually figure out which character I'm just trying to cosplay as. Like that you could pull off very easily with just some black pants that can pass as suit pants and then like a shirt. It's like I probably need a can't carry backpack with me because that wouldn't fit the character. But like we have like some interesting it's like there's baggage in English for coffer, but like what is the other term? Like, but yeah, a suitcase, like sort of hard carry-on hard case suitcase. It's like that would fit. I think we have that still laying around, and then like I can combine those two with like give me a hint. He's from a video game. Or an anime. Well, it's a video game that has an anime adaptation. He doesn't technically have a name. He's only known by his title. That's why he's quite malleable in terms of his appearance. Although he may or may not be depicted with glasses, usually referred, but also there are manga depictions with him. His main depiction is of a crude drawing. One of the other characters. And he's regularly used as the online profile picture. I feel stupid. It's a mobile game. Is the additional hints. Oh yeah, and he's the only adult in the entire show. Okay. Has he a braid? As I said, he doesn't really have a design, particularly. He technically has just plain hair. The anime depicts him specifically with, like, I think black, grey hair. Dark grey hair. Technically it's not my hair color, but like, yeah, still believable enough. I'm out of ideas. Oh yeah, I started playing a certain gacha game recently. Part of the reason. I had the idea to cosplay him before that, so that's the funnier part. And yeah, I started playing that game as well. Oh yeah, that's reminded me, I forgot to finish the dailies today. Fuck. I got back to my PC and forgot to finish the fucking dailies. Ah! I done parts of it and then I fucking forgot about it. Yeah, I mean, I haven't really pressed. Hold on, what laptops are you doing? Well, I was doing like 2 minutes because skill issue. I qualified with a 58, but seriously, I'm washed today. Seriously, washed today. I won in the end, but I don't have the fastest lap. I think my fastest lap was a 59.7. Car was unstable throughout the run. Jesus Christ, minus 40 kilograms off the Lexus. And I got plus for 11. And I still nearly got beat by the Lexus. Boy, that's not good. Yeah, for 59.882. Fucking hell, washed. Look. I usually can clock sub 2 minutes. But like it wasn't in there today. I lost the I led from pole position here, and then I lost the lead due to having a massive slide. What was my tire wear here in the run? Which tire set did I run on in the end? Ah, there it is. Set 5, moderate grading on the front, slight gradings rear, blisters on the rear left. Yeah, those cars got shredded. No wonder I was going towards 2-minute 01s at the end of the race, but like... When is the Porsche sale? It can be? But yeah, I mean, I drove sometimes into... Well, I mean, I don't know how long we're gonna have to replay for. It was not this lap, it was probably this one where I... The one lap where I didn't have to defend, I drive into the corner and just... It does that to me. I mean, if I could demonstrate the onboard.
Green light, go, go, go.
Cam's is already gone, I have to send them on Discord messages. Let's briefly go on about that. So, replay. What can be done? Yeah, usually I drive it a bit more stable than what I had to deal with today. But no, this was still defending here into this corner. This is me driving in. Yeah. Usually a bit more stable than that. And the thing is, I had during practice on my during qualifying my first outlap. During Qualy, I drove into this corner and it snapped 3 times on me like that. And I didn't save it on the 3rd time. Yeah, I had quite a bit of pressure for the Lexus, and like... The thing is, the car was unstable from the beginning. It did constantly try to kill me like that. At later stages as well. So like, this wasn't completely news to me at that point. I usually wouldn't drive a car that is quite that unstable. But it's also like, grab into the setup box and then just... Yeah, I hadn't driven it like... my racing driver's excuse, I haven't driven in like 1.5 weeks. Even though 1.5 weeks ago it was also a race at this circuit, except that it rained. And I was mediocrely good, but my race was ruined by lap 1, so yeah. That wasn't particularly interesting. I ran the J Lopez setup, I think. 1.9, 4 version J Lopez setup, something like that. They could be very hit or miss. Obviously the race trim. Or if available, an endurance trim usually, because fuck quality trims, they're always way too unstable already. And then maybe do a few clicks of ride height or something like that to tweak it in a bit, but it was just quite a bit weird. I think I was also just driving it a bit too hot into corners, which was causing the issue in part. I was just braking too late, driving it in, and then the rear end came around. So moving the brake bias didn't really do much. I was just a bit under pressure from the Lexus being, you know, being able to actually brake later than me, which is a bit confusing on me. I felt it was closing me down in the brakes, and that's a bit concerning already when I'm not really, when I have nowhere near the straight line speed against him, and he's already really good in the corners and stuff. So, like, he kept up through me most of the times through Maggots and Beckett's here. So I think in part I was also just fucking winging it a bit too much. I've driven 90 minutes on a tire set with this Porsche before. And it wasn't quite as bad as this. The tires emerged not completely utterly killed. It's, however, always funny with the Porsche is that the front tires die and you have massive rear problems. Like, the Porsche just is really weird about that. It's like you lose the front tires and that means you get rear sliding. It's like, huh? But yeah, I was already having four-wheel slide issues in qualifying in the first opening lap, so it's just... the setup either just didn't quite have enough grip in general, or I was just hopelessly overdriving with the damn thing. But then again, I struggle to sometimes tell cars apart, so like, how can I tell sometimes setups apart? And fix the problems, and it's... I have a lot of hours in sim racing, and also quite a few hours in ACC. I say quite a few, it's like 1.6k or something. I have a few hours in this game. And I'm like the opinion of like setups are just... I will make small tweaks, but I cannot set up a car from scratch. This just doesn't work. GT4s for sure, I will do that. They're easy as fuck. Most of it's like the McLaren, you just fucking slam the right hand front down, rear up, stiffen the rear up as much as possible, and remove the rear wing. And then you have a halfway drivable car. The Maserati, you had to run a certain amount of minimum wing and some stuff, but at this point you can't drive that car anymore either. Yeah, that's also true. That's very infamous for the Porsche. The 992 is a lot better on this stuff. It sometimes doesn't really make itself noticeable with that. But yeah, the 992 is quite good on fuel balance thing. You usually would notice this in qualifying, but when you finish a long run, because of how gradually the car changes and, you know, tire wear and stuff, you don't really notice low fuel as much. I see, I've probably forgot to use this still, I'm sorry. Although I sort of remember the name now. Sort of. It tickles some bells. Yeah, it's been a while. There's a bit sideways. I had also like issues in the final, in what effectively is sort of the final corner where the car also didn't want to put the power down again. Which usually the Porsche doesn't have that much issues with putting power down. So it's... because, you know, mass on the rear Porsche will plant usually. That's why it's really good in wet conditions. Although there I was a lot faster than cams here. Yeah, we will probably want to figure out what happened to Cams in his pit stop, because he lost a lot of time in the pit stop. He, as I assumed mid-race, because he was leading me after he overtook me, right, and I wasn't able to really close him down. But he pitted from about 3-4 seconds in front of me, and came out 11 seconds behind me. Now, I took a single liter of fuel. If we, however, fuel Camps for about 15 seconds worth of time lost there, yeah, he took like 80 or 90 liters, which is like nearly the race distance worth of fuel, and he pitted on the halfway point, so I don't think that's the case. Even with how gas guzzling the Lexus is, okay, my, yeah, right, okay, that's... yeah, I mean, I haven't raced an SRXP in a while either. The League is at least doing well compared to, you know, this one, which I first drove in season 13. I drove GT4. Multi-class. And then last season there was no multi-class, but in the beginning we had a good grid, then we had at the end something like today, 7 cars. And then, well, this season we have again multi-class, with 3 drivers split over the 3 other classes that are GT3. One of them was here today. and of the GT3s, 6 of the 10 were here. So I think this series is unfortunately on a dev store, despite that I love the time slot, because it actually doesn't. It means I don't have issues coming, like, especially when lectures start again next week. I don't have issues with like coming home on time. If I have, I don't know if I have Tuesdays like till 1900. Some days I have till 1900, so yeah, that's not. But like even if I have like till like 1715, then it's still like till I'm home and eating dinner. It's like heading towards like 1930 at least, if not later. And then having the SRXP time slot, which is like 1945, is like, yeah, that's not great. If I get any delays for some reason or something, that's like series dead for me already. It sucks. It's also that, like, you know, yeah, that there was my mistake there with the massive oversteer and me losing the position. Just again, a brief fight here with Camps, because afterwards I wasn't really able to do anything with him. Let's watch this pit entry. I don't think I had a particularly fast pit entry myself, but you know, we're gonna look at that briefly before we're gonna wrap up today. But yeah, it's been a bit busy. I'd occasionally showed up for the 4-hour races, but well, when they moved them to like Saturday, that also didn't help me much, because they run also through dinner time because so many leagues love. We make a 4-hour race and we make it last. Okay, he stops at 34. We make it last from like 1600 or 1500 to like 1900. It's like, yeah, that runs middle for dinner. Like, thanks. I have to take another driver out to compete in that. Okay, he's off the jacks again. He took like 17 seconds, okay. And he wasn't particularly fast on his refire. Completely okay, at last moment he rejoins sort of the pit entry line there. Not like this league enforces the rule. Like 4 wheels off and then sort of 2 wheels back in. God, I remember VC, the Virtual Endurance Championship, where they're like, if you fucking touch the damn thing, you get a drive-through penalty for the next race. It's like, it's ridiculous. And it was also especially ridiculous in the license test, especially when they still had Indianapolis, and Indy's pit entry was fine, but the thing is, they enforced it also on the pit entry, which is important. They didn't just enforce it on the pit exit. It caught mainly people on the pit entry. And Indy didn't have particularly many issues, but NOLA was so devious, the pit entry there. The white line, because you effectively just, you have what is effectively sort of the final turn, not quite, there's a small bend to go back onto the straight there, but like, you have effectively that 90-degree corner, and you have to like drive on the outside. It's sort of slightly over a crest, so you don't really see where the line is, and you have to like stick on the left-hand side, follow the white line on the left in. Like, just imagine in one of these imagine, for example, you know, this corner here, it's not quite as sharp as this corner here, but like slightly more well, probably on the cockpit here. It's like, nah. You have to imagine like sitting a bit down further and like not having camber really at the corner. And then just like the pit entry goes sort of like not quite straight on, it's slightly bent, so like it would intercept where the like red begins. Like the white first part of the barrier there, and then like the red from the right coming. It's like sort of slight bend in the pit entry as well. And you have like the white line, which is like about as wide as your fucking car, and it starts like in the middle of this corner here. Like the white line would like start when the curb ends. It's like, yeah, line that basically, and it's sort of blind as well, as I say, with a bit of a crest in there. It was hell, that thing. You had to be very precise to not fuck this up. They also sort of extorted you for fucking money. For competing in it. But yeah, I still don't quite get why he spent then so much time in the pit box. As I said earlier, we didn't collide at all during our fight. I had seen him crashed. And it's not enough to change tires, so he definitely took a lot of fuel, probably way too much fuel. Right, and at this point I'm already back out here with my Porsche. Yeah, what happened to him here? Let's figure that briefly out. I assume he suffered a disconnect there. There he is. And he makes it, I think, a few corners here into the S's and it suddenly disappears. That sucks for him. Yeah, he just suddenly vanishes mid-section. That's a disconnect. That sucks. I don't think he would have quite been able to challenge us two here at the front, but for sure he would have been able to challenge Foreman here. We're sort of also missing like a few of the usuals. Like Darren was missing here today, but still like 10 people is just... I will see the season out for like... This is about as bad as like the GT2 series I drove. Like half a year ago. It's just... Why is it dying? The time slot is just too great with like 9:30 PM for Qualy start. Like that's just fucking awesome. Qualy at 9:30 and then just... You can easily make it to 9 PM to be... Well, I was not timed to actually start my streams though, so like that's always the constant, right? So we've seen most things that are interesting on this replay now. That wraps it up nicely for this stream. Right. All I can say is I should probably practice for V-Track for this weekend. Because, well, it's Watkins Glen, but like last time I drove in Watkins Glen with the Porsche, it was the time that I did 90-minute stints on the tires. And also, I was goddamn fucking slow still anyway, so, you know. Like, I was definitely slow. So, and against the Chinese, I have a bit of an issue then. Because yes, we have a bunch of Chinese drivers in V-Track. Reading Saturdays. What else do we have pings here on Discord? We have a ping from Frankie. He's playing Parking Garage Rally Circuit. Well, he probably played because, you know, he started his stream 3.5 hours ago. I don't think he's still going at this point anymore. And Hyperline has another announcement. Hyperline Gid. So, and then, yeah, the ping from my bot. That wraps up the entire... Yeah, the Porsche on Watkins Glen is awesome. It drives awesome, it just wasn't particularly fast. Right, like, the issue was I wasn't getting the lap times when I drove the 3-hour race. Gosh. 3 weeks ago? 4 weeks? How long ago was the Watkins Glen race that I did? Hold on. When was the Watkins Glen race that I did? The problem is so slow. Yeah, it was okay. It was a 3-hour race in the end. It was 4.5 hours scheduled. That was on the 15th of September. Hold on a second. That was... Well... Yeah, 15th of December, Sunday. 1, 2, 3, 4... 4 weeks. And no, 3 weeks, I'm sorry. 1, 2, 3. So, yeah, I counted one too many. But yeah, 3 weeks approaching 4. Fun! But yeah, it wasn't quite. I was also going for an avant-garde strategy in that one. They had a 48-minute stint timer, and with a 3-hour race, it was like, you know, it has to be 4 stints, so I can just, you know, refuel, change tires once in the middle, and then just do a splash dash for the other 2 stops. The only issue is you sort of have to take quite a bit of fuel on the pit stop, actually, like 30 liters or so, to actually make the mileage. Even with the new Porsche that doesn't have fuel restrictions on that track. Yeah, it's not great, and you're really slow in the next stint, and my opponent was on a fucking blast and it overtook me on the last lap. Otherwise, I would have had second out of a 5-car grid, so... I think it was sort of like a 5-car grid. It might as well been. And I would have finished third if, like, you know, just out of the first 2 cars that were way faster than their Ferraris, their last driver in that one wasn't, like, so goddamn slow. Right, but, yeah, that strategy didn't quite work. Because I lost, like, 30 seconds already in my first stint. And I only gained, like, 20 or so through the pit stop. For not taking as much fuel, so it's like, that just didn't mathematically work out. I just didn't have the pace there, and I have a feeling I'm gonna get beaten up there as well, like that. I won the first race in V-Track at Suzuka, but also in part only because everybody else crashed. And then in Silverstone last week, it wasn't last weekend, but like a week and a half ago on Saturday. On that Saturday, that Silverstone race, I qualified like 5th or something, and then just I tried to overtake on the outside Midnight Hurricane into the S's on the first lap. And he just ran right into me, spun me, and it's like, okay, that would have been sort of recoverable at least. I would have not likely fought for a win, but at least got a decent finish. Well, into the chicane, where at the end of the F1 lap, I got involved into a massive pile-up, and then 2 corners later, some back mucker brake checked another one, and I rammed into both of them as well. That was the chain reaction of chain reactions. It's like, yep, my car was basically toast at that point, and I had to do an early pit stop, and never recovered really from that point on. And then I also got a drive-through penalty on the final lap, just to rub extra salt into the wound, just finish me at that point. And it was because I ran white in one of the corners, and the fucking timing split was like way early there, so like it's just sucked, that one. And yeah, I mean, we got a win still out of this today. Mainly because, you know, the server wasn't correctly configured, otherwise this would have been a bit more of a challenge. Although with less fuel I might have been able to, you know, keep the electricity with a better setup also a bit better, but if we're not an AI program, that is basically just a bunch of if clauses. And randomized. Yeah, we stop asking if. It is what it is now, and we have to operate with that. Right. Okay then. I shall say then, to finish off this stream, good night. Bye bye.